2 Samuel 15. Absalom's conspiracy. After this, Absalom got himself a chariot and horses, and 50 men to run up before him. And Absalom used to rise early and stand beside the way of the gate. And when any man had a dispute to come before the king for judgment, Absalom would call to him and say, "From what city are you?" And when he said, "Your servant is of such and such a tribe in Israel," Absalom would say to him, "See, your claims are good and right, but there is no man designated by the king to hear you." Then Absalom would say, "Oh, that I were judge in the land! Then every man with a dispute or cause might come to me, and I would give him justice." And whenever a man came near to pay homage to him, he would put out his hand and take hold of him and kiss him. Thus Absalom did to all of Israel who came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel. And at the end of the 4 years, Absalom said to the king, "Please let me go and pay my vow, which I have vowed to the Lord in Hebron. For your servant vowed a vow while I lived in Geshur Ebram, saying, if the Lord will indeed bring me back to Jerusalem, then I will offer worship to the Lord." The king said to him, "Go in peace." So he arose and went to Hebron. But Absalom secretly sent messengers throughout all of the tribes of Israel, saying, "As soon as you hear the sound of the trumpet, then say, 'Absalom is king at Hebron.'" With Absalom went 200 men from Jerusalem who were invited guests, and they went in their innocence and knew nothing. And while Absalom was offering the sacrifices, he sent for Ahithophel the Gileadite, David's counselor, from his city of Gilo. And the conspiracy grew strong, and people with Absalom kept increasing. David flees Jerusalem. And as a messenger came to David, the hearts of the men of Israel had gone after Absalom. Then David said to his servant, who was with him at Jerusalem, "Arise and let us flee, or else there will be no escape for us in Absalom. Go quickly, lest he overtake us quickly and bring down ruin on us and strike the city with the edge of the sword." And the king's servant said to the king, "Behold, your servants are ready to do whatever my lord the king decides." So the king went out, and all of his household after him. And the king left 10 concubines to keep the house. And the king went out, and all the people after him, and they halted at the last house. And all the servants passed by him, and all the Cheronites and all the Pelethites, and all the 600 Gileadites who had followed him from Gath, passed on before the king. Then the king said to Ahithophel the Gileadite, "Why do you also go with us? Go back and stay with the king, for you are a foreigner and also an exile from your home. You came only yesterday, and shall I today make you wander about with us? Since I go, I know not where. Go back and take your brothers with you, and may the Lord show steadfast love and faithfulness to you." But Ahithophel answered the king, "As the Lord lives, and as my lord the king lives, wherever my lord the king shall be, wherever for death or for life, there also will your servant be." And the king said to Ahithophel, "Go then, pass on." So Ahithophel the Gileadite passed on with all his men and all the little ones that were with him. And the land wept aloud as all the people passed by. And the king crossed the brook Kidron, and all the people passed toward the wilderness. And Abiathar came up, and behold, Zadok came also with all the Levites, bearing the ark of the covenant of God. And they set down the ark of God until the people had passed out of the city. Then the king said to Zadok, "Carry the ark of God back into the city. If I find favor in the eyes of the Lord, he will bring me back and let me see both of it and dwelling places." But he said, "I have no pleasure in you. Behold, here I am. Let me do to me what good to him." The king also said, "Zadok the priest, are you not a seer? Go back to the city in peace with your 2 sons, Amasa your son and Jonathan the son of Abiathar. See, I will wait at the fords of the wilderness until word comes from you to inform me." So Zadok and Abiathar carried the ark of God back to Jerusalem, and they remained there But when David went up the ascent of the Mount of Olives, weeping as he went barefoot with his head covered, and all the people who were with him covered their heads, and they went up weeping as they went. And it was told David, Abel is among the conspirators with Absalom. And David said, O Lord, please turn the counsel of Abel into foolishness. While David was coming to the summit where God was worshipped, behold, Hushai the Archite came to meet him with his coat torn and dirt on his head. David said to him, If you go on with me, you will be a burden to me. But he returned to the city and said to Absalom, I will be your servant, O king. As I have been your father's servant in time past, so now I will be your servant. And then you will defeat for me the counsel of Abithal. Are not Zadok and Abel the priests with you there? So wherever you hear from the king's house, tell it to the Zadok the Abel the priests. Behold, their 2 sons are with them, from Abithal's son and Jonathan, Abithal's son. And by them you shall send to me everything you hear. So Asha, David's friend, came into the city just as Absalom was entering Jerusalem. 2 Samuel 16. David and Ziba. When David had passed a little beyond the summit, Ziba the servant of Mephibosheth met him with a couple of donkeys saddled bearing 200 loaves of bread, 100 bunches of raisins, and 100 of summer fruits, and a skin of wine. And the king said to Ziba, Why have you brought these? Ziba answered, The donkeys are for the king's household to ride on, the bread and summer fruit for the young men to eat, and the wine for those who faint in the wilderness to drink. And the king said, And where is your master's son? Ziba said to the king, Behold, he remains in Jerusalem, for he said, Today the house of Israel will give me back the kingdom of my father. Then the king said to Ziba, Behold, all of them belong to Mephibosheth is now yours. And Ziba said, I pay homage. Let me ever find favor in your sight, my lord the king. When King David came to Baram and then came out, a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shimei the son of Gera, and he cursed continually. And he threw stones at David and at all the servants of King David, and all the people, and all the mighty men who were on his right hand and on his left hand. And Shimei said as he cursed, Get out, you man of blood, you worthless man. The Lord had avenged on all of you the blood of house of Saul, in whose place you have reigned, and the Lord has given the kingdom into the hand of the son Absalom. See, your evil is on you, for you are a man of blood. Then Abijah, the son of Zerah, said to the king, Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over and take off his head. But the king said, What have I to do with you, sons of Zerah, if he is cursing because the Lord has said to him, Curse David? Who then shall say, Why have you done so? And David said to Abijah, to all his servants, Behold, my own son seeks my life. How much more now may this Benjamite leave him alone and let him curse, for the Lord has told him to. It may be that the Lord will look on the wrong done to me, and the Lord will repay me with the good for his cursing today. So David and his men went on the road, while Shimei went along on the hillside opposite him and cursed as he went and threw stones at him and flung dust. And the king and all the people who were with him arrived weary at the Jordan, and there he refreshed himself. Now Absalom and all the people, the men of Israel, came to Jerusalem, and Apathite with him. And when Hushai the Archite, David's friend, came to Absalom, Hushai said to Absalom, Long live the king! Long live the king! And Absalom said to Hushai, Is this your loyalty to your friend? Why did you not go with your friend? And Hushai said to Absalom, No, for whom the Lord and this people and all the men of Israel have chosen, his I will be, and with him I will remain. And again, whom shall I serve? Should it not be his son? As I have served your father, so I will serve you. Then Absalom said to Apathite, Give your counsel. What shall we do? Apathite said to Absalom, Go into the father's concubines, where he is left to keep the house, and all of Israel will hear that you've made yourself a stench to your father, and the hands of all who are with you will be strengthened. So they pitched a tent for Absalom on the roof, and Absalom went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. Psalm 3. Save me, O my God. A psalm of David when he fled from Absalom his son. O Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying, O my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the lifter of my head. I cried aloud to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy hill. I lay down and slept. I woke again, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of many thousands of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O God, for you strike all my enemies on the cheek, and you break the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessings be on your people.